Last time we discussed some basic ideas about the change of the state. Now we are going to study an important term related with the change of phase, that is the heat energy. From our previous knowledge, we know that heat energy is defined as the sum of kinetic and the potential energy of the molecules of a substance. And we also know that kinetic energy controls the temperature of the body, while potential energy, it arises due to the intermolecular forces existing among the molecules, which also depends upon the distance among the molecules. Now, change of state has an important characteristic, that it takes place at a constant temperature. That is, whenever phase change is occurring, there is no change in the temperature, and because there is no change in the temperature, we already know temperature depends upon average kinetic energy of molecules. Because it stays constant during change of phase, this means that during change of phase, kinetic energy of the molecules also remain constant. So if kinetic energy of the molecule stays constant because there is no change of temperature during the change of phase, this means that whenever substance is exchanging any amount of heat energy, then that heat energy is affecting only the second type of energy that is left, that is the potential energy. Other than this, there is no any other change in the heat energy of the substance. So only potential energy is affected during the change of phase. Now, we know that whenever heat is gained by a substance, its temperature rises, and whenever heat is lost by a substance, its temperature falls. So in our day-to-day life, how do we know, or how we come to know that any substance is gaining heat energy or it is losing the heat energy? That is shown with the change in the temperature of the substance. So whenever any object or body gains the heat energy, the gain of heat energy is indicated by the rise of its temperature. On the other hand, if it losing the heat energy, the loss of the heat energy by the substance is indicated by the fall in the temperature of the body. But during the change of state, there is no change in the temperature. There is no increase in temperature. There is no decrease in temperature. So how can we say that without any change in temperature, the substance is going to change its phase? Because any loss or gain of heat energy is indicated by constant temperature. If temperature remains constant, to us it may appear that substance is not exchanging any amount of the heat energy between it and the surrounding. So this may give us a wrong idea that we can change the phase of a substance without providing any heat energy to it, or without making the substance to lose any amount of heat energy. But that is totally incorrect. During change of phase, substance is either gaining the heat energy or losing the heat energy. The only problem over here, that because temperature remains constant, so it is not shown directly by the substance with any change in its temperature. So this heat energy which is exchanged by the substance during the change of phase, whether it is a loss of heat or whether it is a gain of heat, but without showing any change of the temperature, this type of heat energy which is not visible to us because there is no change in temperature to us, we call this as the latent heat energy, which is also called as the hidden heat energy. Remember, latent heat energy is the energy which we require to change the state of a substance. We also call it as the hidden heat. Why we call it as the hidden heat? Because any loss or gain of heat is reflected by change in temperature, but during the change of state there is no change in temperature. So it might appear to us substance without absorbing or losing any heat energy is able to change its state, but that is not possible. So this heat energy without any change in temperature responsible for changing the state of a body, we call it as the hidden heat, or we call it as the latent heat energy. How do we define this? Latent heat energy for a given mass of substance can be defined as the amount of heat energy required to completely change the state of a substance at constant temperature. Remember, for a given mass of substance, latent heat is defined as the amount of heat energy required to completely change the state of substance at a constant temperature. Underlined words are important and they are required in the definition. Now specific latent heat energy, which will be represented by letter capital L. Suppose for a m mass of the substance, for m gram or m kilogram mass of substance, suppose Q amount of heat energy is required so that its state gets converted completely into a new state. So if m gram of substance requires Q amount of heat energy, what is the heat energy required for the unit mass of substance? It will be Q by m. And the heat energy required for the unit mass of substance, we call it as the specific latent heat energy. So specific latent heat energy L is equal to Q by m. Total heat energy required for changing the state divided by the mass of a substance. Now why we had added the word specific? Earlier we defined only latent heat. Now we are defining specific latent heat. Latent heat is for only given mass of substance. So if mass changes, heat energy required also changes. Mass increases, this increases. Mass decreases, heat energy requirement also decreases. But specific means heat energy required for a unit mass of substance. That unit mass can be 1 gram or it can be 1 kilogram, which will always remain constant. It is not going to change. So specific latent heat energy of a substance, of a state of a substance, is the heat energy absorbed or lost by the unit mass of a substance for change in its state completely at constant temperature. So specific latent heat energy for a particular state of substance is the heat energy that must be absorbed or must be lost by the unit mass of a substance so that it can change completely its state without any change in temperature. Its SI unit is 1 joule per kg, or other commonly used units are 1 calorie per gram or 1 kilocalorie per kilogram. Specific latent heat of fusion of ice. Now we are going to talk about specific type of latent heat, that is specific latent heat of fusion of ice. Specific latent heat of fusion of ice is the amount of heat energy liberated by the unit mass of water to change completely into ice at 0 degrees Celsius. So specific latent heat of fusion of ice is the amount of heat energy which must be lost by the unit mass of water, 1 kg of water, or it may be 1 gram of water, so that it gets completely converted into ice at 0 degree Celsius. For ice, its value is 336,000 joule per kg, or you can also write it as 80 calorie per gram. Similarly, specific latent heat of melting of ice can also be defined as the amount of heat energy required, amount of heat energy absorbed by the unit mass of ice to change completely into water at 0 degrees Celsius. Remember, now we are underlying the change of state. In the fusion of ice, liquid is changing into solid, so it must lose heat energy. So we must use the word liberated or loss of energy. Similarly, when ice is melting, it is changing solid into a liquid. For that, absorption of heat energy is required. So we will define specific latent heat of melting of ice as the amount of heat energy that must be absorbed by the unit mass of ice to change completely into water at 0 degree Celsius. We must not use the word change of the heat energy, exchange of the heat energy like this. Thank you.